Today's video is a get ready with me trying out some new e.l.f. products that I got from Target. I'm just gonna do a get ready with me video and ramble because I'm a little scatterbrained from severe PMS and a month of having a fractured finger and a horrible sty in my eye. But I've been wanting to do a video with some of the new e.l.f. products that I got from Target like a month ago on the same day that this happened, and today seems like as good of a day as any. I have what is called mallet finger. My fingertip looks like this. It's a fracture where a ligament or a tendon pulled a piece of bone off. I'm not athletic and didn't catch a football. So because it's sunny in Brooklyn, I am going to put some SPF on. This is Roche Posay. They make a variety of skincare products, including a wide variety of sunscreens. And this is the second sunscreen I've used from them. Usually I use the Anthelio Sun and Milk sunscreen, which is a little bit creamier. This is a lightweight cooling sunscreen. I don't know how I ended up with this one because I usually like things that are more hydrating. I'm assuming it's because they were out of the other one when I went to the store. This actually I really like on my body because it's not as sticky. It's also good because it has a cooling sensation in it, so it is good when you're outside and your skin feels kind of hot and tingly from the sun. So I'm just doing an even layer of this all over. I'll also slather this all over my body when I go outside, but because I'm just doing my makeup right now, I'm just focusing on my face. SPF is very important though. So this is also a sunscreen. If you've watched any of my videos, you've probably seen me use it in like every single video. It's a really glowy sunscreen though, and I don't feel like having my entire face really glowy today. I'm just going to use this on the tops of my cheekbones. So I'm gonna apply it with this brush that I got from e.l.f. This is the Putty Brush, and it is a stippling brush that I've really been loving. I'm a huge fan of stippling brushes. I have a couple different sizes and varieties, but I really like this style of brush for creamy products because for one, usually the texture of the fibers at the end of the brush are this really soft texture that doesn't scratch your skin and that also just blends creamy products really well. And as opposed to something that's really dense, this kind of just diffuses creamy products really beautifully and almost gives like a transparent quality to them. So I'm gonna take my glow screen and put it at the tops of my cheekbones. I'll get a little bit of this under my eyes as well. This has been a really interesting month of fostering a dog unexpectedly and helping her find a home, fracturing a pinky, and getting the worst sty that I've ever had in my life that I'm still waiting for it to go away, which is really annoying. I woke up one day and it felt like I had a headache in my eyeball, and I had been out the night before and I was wondering if I had a hangover, but I'd never experienced the feeling of just like an isolated headache in my eyeball. And when I went and looked in the mirror, this eye was really swollen and this eye wasn't. And it took like 2 days for this disgusting sty to erupt. And it has taken like over a month and it is still not completely gone. So I haven't worn eye makeup in like over a month, and I've also had to throw a bunch of eye makeup away, some of which was new, which is annoying, but we're almost on the other side of it and I look forward to getting back to eye makeup videos. Now I'm gonna use this e.l.f. brow gel that I am really impressed with. I have just been collecting tons of different brow gels lately because I've been interested to see what's on the market now and what is competing with a lot of the bigger beauty brands. And I am admittedly a snob when it comes to brow gel. I have specific things that I look for. In particular with the brush, I like them to be pretty compact and to have shorter bristles. I think it makes it a lot easier to control the product when you're applying it and get a natural kind of nuanced finish. So what's interesting about this brow gel compared to other drugstore brow gels that I've found is that this seems like it's a knockoff of Benefit's Boy Brow. So this has little hair-like fibers in it that are meant to adhere to the brow hairs and kind of make them look thicker. I'm sure there are other brands out there that have this type of formula, but I've only used the Benefit Boy Brow and now this one. And the wand on this is a similar size. It doesn't taper at the tip the same way that Benefit's does, but e.l.f.'s price point is really low and look how awesome my eyebrows look. So I would absolutely recommend this product if you are wanting to make your eyebrows look a little bit fuller but still keep them looking natural. With colored brow gels, I also always like to have them a little bit on the lighter side. It helps your eyebrows look a little bit more feathered, and it's a little bit more forgiving if you do happen to touch the skin or be heavy-handed. I like my eyebrows to look fuller because I plucked them all out in the 90s, so that's why I'm kind of brushing them up and trying to make them look a little bit whiter. That is our e.l.f. brow gel. So I'm gonna put a little bit of concealer on now. I'm gonna use the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin. I'm gonna use like the tiniest bit because this stuff is very pigmented and I don't like looking like I have tons of concealer on because I think it ends up looking really cakey and unnatural in person. Oftentimes things will translate really beautifully on camera, but then in person look a lot more unnatural. And this is a makeup look for my everyday life, not for the camera. I probably should do some videos that have makeup geared towards photography or videography. If that's something you guys would be interested in, let me know. So I'm applying a little bit around my nose, which tends to get a little bit rosy. The center of the face on most people is usually where color correction is needed. Not all the time, but generally speaking, it's through the center of the face that you're applying a little bit more concealer. I actually really like this complexion routine. I think I got a brush set. I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure that these 3 brushes came together in a set from e.l.f. I also decided to buy this eyeshadow brush because I think you can never have enough of these dome-shaped blending brushes, but I'm pretty sure these 3 came together in a set, and I'm going to use this one to do a little bit of contouring. This stuff I was really surprised by. This is called a putty bronzer from e.l.f. and I think they have a wide variety of colors if memory serves me correctly. And this is a really beautiful bronzer. This color in particular for my skin tone and the texture are really nice. I'm just gonna grab a little bit of this product. It's kind of a harder product, so you kind of have to like rub the brush around in it to pick it up onto the bristles. And then I'm going to apply it underneath my cheekbone, kind of do a swipe, and then I'm gonna go back and be really light-handed and do little circles to blend this out. If I place the product down and then press too hard, it's either gonna move and transfer the product to a different part of my face, or I'm gonna end up like using this as an eraser and kind of picking product up. But if you do really lightweight circles, that will blend the product in. I ended up taking that a little bit lower than I probably would have because of the example I was showing. Let's do this side. So again, lay the product down. If I apply too much pressure, it's gonna kind of erase the middle of the swatch and again, push the product in the direction that the brush is going. But if I go back over here and do gentle little circles, not applying a lot of pressure, I can kind of erase that line and get it to blend in. I'm gonna put a little bit of this around the perimeter of my forehead. Kind of use this as a contour and also as a bronzer. I personally don't think for most days that you need 2 separate products to do contouring and bronzing. Contour products are generally a cooler tone. They usually kind of mimic shadows, but a bronzer is still technically darker than the rest of your skin tone, and so it's going to kind of help create a sculpted effect if you use it in a specific way. And I'll take a little bit on my jawline. Okay, so because I did take this too low, because I was trying to do a demonstration, I'm gonna take a little bit of my concealer and just kind of cut that off. Normally, I do not use concealers to highlight under here. I know that's a common thing that you'll see in tutorials nowadays. You definitely can, but my philosophy is generally I want to be more minimalistic and strategic with product placement. I also got this shimmery e.l.f. lip lacquer. Smells like vanilla. It's not really tacky. It feels like a gloss, but it doesn't feel particularly sticky. I just wanted something neutral, so I just got this light shimmery shade and thought something that was reflective would be pretty. So that's it. I'm ready to go to the park with my dog, who's behind me on the couch. I'm really satisfied with these purchases and think I'm now an e.l.f. fan. If you guys have any questions or if there are any makeup tutorials you'd like to see, feel free to put them in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.